Okay, so back at the end of last year, late 2024, Atari announced that they were making some expansions to their Atari 50 collection. That was cool. It was going to include talking about the console war between, them and Intellivision. It was going to include new games. And they said that, hey, it's going to come out for other systems first, but to Atari VCS owners, I'm a VCS owner. I have the Atari 50 collection on it. If you have the Atari 50 collection on the VCS, you're going to get it later, early 2025, that's now, and you're going to get it for free. So, it's kind of like, stinks that we're not going to get it first, but I'm glad they're honoring Atari VCS owners like myself, and we're going to get it for free. We won't have to pay for this. That's what they said. So yesterday on their Atari Club Discord, they announced that as far as the Atari VCS and the GOG storefront, they are not going to be released on that. And they said it's because of the way Digital Eclipse makes the content. They said they'll look into solutions, but at this point, there's not an active project to make the DLC or extended edition available, which that's like double speak, talking out of both sides of your mouth. Like, we're going to look into it, but we're not really going to look into it. Like, that just comes out poorly. And so for someone who's been waiting and like, okay, cool, any day now, we're going to get this extra content to be told at the very end. Come on. You had to know this before the end. You had to know this. It stings. And I wanted to make sure I remembered right that we were, as VCS owners, supposed to get it for free. This is Engadget. Here they are talking about it, November 2024. They're talking about what it's going to include, and it says if you have the game on the VCS, you'll get the DLC as a free update early next year. So everyone else gets it in November. So this is like the make good for having to wait, right? You get it for free, which is really cool. They didn't have to do that. And this is Game Rant. This is another article. And this one, it says September 25th. They say right here, they say gamers who own the VCS will receive their Wider World of Atari DLC for the Atari 50 for free. And I even found this post from Atari Age. I heard that the Atari 50th Wide World of Atari DLC is free for the VCS. And this person says, yes, Atari wrote it on their X account. But if you go to their X account, guess what? It doesn't show up. The tweet has been deleted. It's like they're covering their tracks. And this is very disappointing as an Atari fan. And I'm, really bummed for Atari VCS owners who waited all this time. The VCS, it's almost a miracle it exists. It really is. It's not the most powerful thing, but it's kind of cool. I like it. I think it's kind of neat for an Atari fan. It has that look, comes with Atari software, and some of us were able to get on sale. But, lately, look at this. They've had constant content. A lot of indie creators have, done stuff for the VCS. You can look at all the games that have been released. Some of them are just, they're like Atari 2600 games released, but there's a lot of other stuff. And there's been times where, and look at this last time a game, November of last year. November, you had 1, 2, 3, including Tetris Forever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games come out, and then nothing. And it's like, hello, you still alive? You still remember the VCS owners? It's been over a month. And I know I've heard from other developers, games are still in the works, but it seems to be slowing down, which makes sense. The system's been out for like 4 years or whatever. Things are slowing down. That's not the problem. The problem is that Atari themselves announced it, and they announced that it would be free for VCS owners. And it just makes me wonder, like, okay, did you not check with Digital Eclipse before you announced it would be free to either A, make sure it was possible that there's a way to do this? Because apparently the VCS is not made for DLC. It's made for like just regular downloads. Did you not check with them first to make sure did you not make a contract with them to make sure that they do it? From what I hear, Digital Eclipse is swamped right now. They need extra help. They got so much going on. If this is a situation where they're not living up to their end of the contract, well, actually you own them now, right? You own Digital Eclipse. you could tell them in a sense what to do. So in a sense, you're telling them, okay, if this is too hard, just don't do it and we'll go back on our word. Well then, okay, I understand stuff happens, but what are you going to do to make good for the VCS owners? Now, in the past, they've done some cool stuff. The 50 collection did get some extra content previously, got some extra games. And I think it was February around Valentine's Day, they actually gave a free game off the Atari VCS store. And that was really cool. I took advantage of that. But it's like, it's one thing if you said we're going to be porting it to the VCS, it'll come later, and then you say, I'm sorry, we tried, it's just not going to happen. That's one thing. But when you say it's going to be free, when you say a promise, and look at the reaction. I'm sure some of you watching this video, this is from the Atari Club Discord, the official Discord for Atari. Some of you are probably surprised that there's actually 78 active VCS users on the Discord that are giving it a thumbs down. They're like, wow, I thought there might be a dozen. There's 78. Look at all these reactions, and a lot of them, they ain't good. They feel burned, and they kind of, I understand, right? You waited months, you wait, and you wait until the very time you're supposed to basically drop it, early 2025, to say, hey, so Atari, I think it's kind of not great the way this happened. I understand things happen, but if you promise people free stuff, maybe you could say, hey, you know what? We can't update Atari 50, but we'll put all the ROMs of the games that were going to be included. We'll dump those for free for VCS owners, and we'll even hook you up with videos of some of the interviews, the timeline stuff. That's an idea, right? Or, hey, we're sorry we couldn't give you a free game. Have a free game on us. Here's Tetris Forever for free, or something like that. Like, do something. If you're really sincere, because Atari VCS owners, there's not a lot. I know that. There's not a lot, but there's some of your diehards, and they've been supporting you. And, some of them are a lot more diehard than me. And I think the least you could do is not just say, we're sorry, or let me see, we know this will be unwelcome news. Did they even say sorry? They didn't even say sorry. Oh, I just noticed that. Like, say, we're really sorry. We promise you something free. Here's how we're going to make it up to you. That's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you later.